Good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man, we back, man, with another interview. What it is, what it do. I got my Brody here. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Go ahead and let him know your name, man, and who are you?
Hey, my name's California Living. Everybody knows me as California Living. And I got the clothing line, California
Hey.
Living Clothing.
Dope, man. How long you been making the doing the clothing, man? Making shit.
Man,
Making
it's
shit
been
happen.
probably like 6 years now. 7 years, I think. Yeah, 7 years. 2014.
Damn,
2015, yeah.
that's dope. What was the first item?
The first one. So I did a design. I just put like a bunch of like different letters together on Photoshop.
Mm-hmm.
I picked like a different seed. I put the living, and then I put two palm trees, a red one and a turquoise one. And I went and printed up that, and it was like my first like. I did like 15 of the red, 15 of the turquoise palm tree, and then that was a wrap. That was it. That was the first drop.
Um, did you always think you were gonna be into clothing, or when did the idea of selling clothing even pop up?
Man, probably like I feel like I always wanted to do it since I was younger. I always, even in high school, I like dressing up, like dressing fitted, and like always getting new shirts and new gear.
Right.
So I felt like I always had like a passion for it. So it was just like one of those things. Like if I didn't do it this year, if I didn't do it now, then I was never gonna do it. So, and like 2015, I took my first check and just financial aid check and went just risked it. Like, fuck it, let's just go get these first 12 shirts, 30 shirts printed up, you know?
Hell yeah. Where'd you get the name, man? The name California Living.
California Living. So it was me and my cousin. We wanted to rap when we were younger, and we were thinking of a rap group name, and we were just thinking like California Living. That sounds sick, you know? So let's use that. And then
Right.
I just ran with it. I didn't do rapping. It wasn't for me. So I was like, let me just take off with it and do something with that instead of something clothing, you know?
Out of out of all of the items that you've made, I mean, what all different clothing items have you made so far that has your logo, your brand on it?
So shirts. I've done shirts. I've done joggers. I even got the slides too. Shoot. So the slides.
Hey,
I got
feel me?
I done bags like this. Bags, hats, beanies. Windbreaker jackets. Winter coat jackets. Sports bras, leggings for the ladies. I've also done like jogger sets for the ladies. Crop tops, bikinis. I've done. Now that I think of it, yeah, it's a lot. I've done a lot.
Shoo, boy. So the process, break down the process of like just this shirt. We was talking about this prior to the show.
Yeah.
Can you break that down for the people? Because that is some deep shit, man.
Yeah.
So how do you make this shirt, man?
All right. So this one I made myself. I usually use heat transfers off of Supercolor. Supercolor is like honestly probably the best heat transfer. So what they do is they screen print the design onto a piece of paper.
Okay.
And on this piece of paper it preserves it, so it's basically screen printed, but it's just preserved. And I get like a big sheet. I put like 4 different designs, and I cut out the design I like, and I heat press it on this, and so it's basically screen printed, just preserved.
So now saying this, so you can continuously use that then, right? Since it's preserved and it's your image that you created.
Well, it's just a one-time use. So you order like 50 of them, you can order 30 of them, and you just cut out each one you want every time. So you make a new shirt every time. Boom.
Okay. Dope.
Yeah. So
What
that's cool.
And the design, how'd you create the design?
So this I drew this out on Adobe Illustrator. So it's basically how I describe Adobe Illustrator. Remember that game on the computer when we were younger called Paint,
Yeah, yeah.
So I feel like it's like just an advanced version of Paint. And you just could click and make shapes and draw lines and all that.
So
shit.
I literally just drew this on the computer, every little box, every little square. It took me probably like a week or so, but
I just did it on there, learning the system on my laptop.
Yeah. So you're a graphic designer on top of the shit. So you're not I mean, the man who wears many hats. So you're a graphic designer, and then how do you even sell your clothes?
So I sell it online, Shopify. I use Shopify, easy. I feel like they're the easiest platform.
Okay.
You make your website on there. It's basically like plug and play. Like you pick your design, your template, and you just type whatever you want, and they change it up for you. And I like Shopify. Also, pop-ups. I do pop-up events. I meet up with people like Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. I be meeting up with people.
Yes.
Every avenue you could get it, you know.
Man, so you're not just the graphic designer. He's not just the face of the company. He's also the seller and the promoter. How do you promote your stuff? Social media?
Social media.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's the best way to do it because everyone's there.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it because I tell people every time, man, if you ain't promoting on social media, you're not promoting.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just not promoting. It's all right. It is what it is. Not for everybody. When it comes to running a business strictly in this fashion area, fashion space, we were just talking about clothing and whatnot. What are some of the stressful downs? Can you just break down some of the stressful, things? Because I don't want people to assume that everything is easy, and we need to always understand that this man had to take a struggle and a bump and a bruise, and it hurts to get to this point to where you can feel comfortable and selling your own product. You heard him say he sells sandals and hats and beanies and shirts and sweaters and joggers and leggings and this and that. He's selling all this shit. Yeah. This shit had to come with some sort of pain. The struggle always has, these ugly parts. But I need people to understand what these ugly parts are kind of like, because there's a lot of people who are going to watch this and they think that they're going to, do the clothing thing. Yeah. They want to do the clothing thing. We're not going to discourage them from doing the clothing thing, but what I want to do is kind of shine some light on, just some of the bullshit that comes into the business.
Yeah, there's a lot of trial and error, like trying different ways to do it. Like I tried screen printing myself. It wasn't for me. Me personally, I don't like it. Like, it's hella tedious. You make one mistake, you mess up a shirt.
Right.
Like, I seen even on YouTube, people, even the professionals are messing up. So I was like, if they're messing up, I'm gonna mess up. So I was like, I'd rather leave it someone else to do it. So you could, but some people like it. You could try that, and if you like it, cool. You could keep doing it.
Right.
That was my struggle. Heat press, people like doing heat press, but again, trying to find the right people, the right person, the right manufacturer to make your screens, all that stuff too. Another thing, dealing with manufacturers overseas. That's hard too. I've done that. Yeah. It's like their sizing is just not like the same out here. So I've had orders. I've done spent like thousands on orders, and the polo, like I got a polo, and the polo wasn't as what I thought it was gonna be. So I didn't even sell it. I just let it sit. Like, it was just like a loss I took.
Loss, right?
So
lost a product.
Yeah. So one thing I say, always get a sample. Like, no matter what, always get a sample. If you're gonna try a new manufacturer, always get a sample.
Yeah, spend the extra, no matter what it. Because that's the one thing I've always hated when I'm buying from overseas, is that they're going to charge you that huge overseas shipping.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people say, well, I might as well just buy a whole bunch now.
Yeah. But you'll pay for it in the long run.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Cause, that's where I'm at. Because I'm looking for a new manufacturer. So I'm buying samples. And, it's a few hundred for at least just for like one or two pieces.
Right.
And it's just like, fuck it, like, let me just take this chance, fuck it.
Take this loss instead of taking the huge loss.
Thousands of loss.
Right, just to confirm and then make my money. Yeah, no, it is what it is. Anything else that you can kind of throw out there that?
when you're first starting out, you're probably gonna hear no like a lot. You're gonna hear no a lot. Like, no, that ain't my style. No, and you just gotta keep pushing. Even if you take a loss on this first order, and it's something you want to do, just come up with a new design and keep going and hit everybody up. Everybody, your cousins, whoever, your sister,
Friends,
your
family,
friends, family.
everybody.
They're gonna be your first customers, and then after that, word of mouth is gonna get out, and you'll just keep going. Just don't stop. That's all I could say.
Hey, no, that's big. That's big. When if your company was to have a message, not necessarily like a slogan, but just a message that you want people to know, because a lot of times I don't know if you have you created a website for your company, or you just
on Shopify.
on Shopify?
Yeah.
And do you have like a business message? Do they have that option for you to put in there or no?
Mine always give back. Like, that's my big thing. That's why I started it. Started California Living, give back to the Children's Hospital. So that's like my main thing. Just give back to the community, give back to people. Some people are less fortunate, so it's always good to give back, help people out, and that's why I think when I think of California Living.
That's deep. Yeah, no, real shit. Because a lot of people out here ain't doing as good as everybody else. And I always try to think about that, especially when I'm having a bad day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You never know what someone else is going through.
Right, someone will take my shoes any day. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know what I mean, and sometimes I wouldn't trade shoes with someone else. You know what I mean? Because you never know where they are in life, man. With that being said, since you have been growing the business and growing the brand, what is the highlight? What was the if they were to be making, they're gonna start making a documentary about you and your life, and they started with as soon as you started to become a man, and then you started to decide, take on different challenges, and then you became a clothing guy. Out of nowhere, after all the challenges you've accepted, now you become the clothing guy. What would be the highlight of the clothing guy so far? The clothing guy's life.
Sure, just having your own brand and like seeing people out rocking it, like, or people sending you videos like, hey, I seen somebody here rocking it. I seen somebody rocking it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, like. Something you made to do something cool, like, and then it came to life and people are actually rocking with it. Like, I think that's
player. That's super player, man.
That's like the best part. Yeah,
that's what's up, man. If you let's say if you could have one message that you would tell the younger version of you, a young you, in any year, any age, what would that message be, and how old would you be?
Probably like 25. And I tell myself, don't give up. Like, keep going. Because one time, I did want to give up. One time, I was like, I was so close. I was like, man, maybe I should just give up, do something else. And and it's just like, nah, like, I didn't give up. And I wish I would have told myself that sooner. So I would have pushed even harder.
Push harder. Yeah. That's deep. That's what's up. And then, so for how many followers do you have currently on social media?
I believe like 11,000 on IG.
That's dope. That's hella good, man. That is great. With all these people, obviously, they don't get to know who you are. They don't get to know who you really are. We just know what you're willing to show the world on the social media. If there was something that people would, probably like misunderstand about you or don't get about you, what would you say that is?
Let me see. What would that be?
Yeah, what's misconstrued about you? What do people not get about you?
I honestly, I don't know. Maybe they think I'm serious. I don't know. I'm pretty fun. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, he said,
I don't know how people look at me like that. Like, I don't know.
He said, you probably think I'm serious as fuck. I probably just laugh at a nigga.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought of that.
Yeah, buddy. No, it's something I like to ask people. Other than that, what's your big aspiration? Like, I'm talking about dreaming big right now. What's the biggest idea for you right now when it comes to California living?
Me, having a storefront here in the Bay. Also being able to like tour, do like pop-ups. Like I want to go to Japan one day. Do a
Yeah,
pop-up
everywhere,
there.
like everywhere. Yeah, not just no local pop-ups.
Yeah, because I've made a couple shows in Japan. And I want to just like go out there and just be able to be like, let's go out there for fun, like business and fun.
Mr. International, yeah.
Do something like that, or
that's deep.
Or be able to like travel and take this thing across the world, you know.
Hell yeah. No, real nigga shit. Well, since we are done with that segment, let's go ahead and get to another segment. We're just gonna talk about relationship stuff, man. I've been on this relationship stuff for the most recent podcast, and I just been like asking different questions. Now, one of the questions I feel like I like asking a lot of men just recently is if you're gonna start a new relationship with a new woman, two beautiful women you can start a relationship with right now. One is $50,000 in debt, and the other one has 50 bodies on her record. And you had to choose to start a new relationship, you know, with this woman. Which woman are you choosing to start that relationship with? And it's gonna be like a serious relationship for like marriage type shit. Who you taking that serious relationship with for that marriage long haul? The one with the 50 bodies or the 50,000 in debt?
And that's all I know about them.
And that's all we know. They both banging though.
And the first one, she got hella bodies too, or no?
No bodies really.
No bodies
like
really.
Just like 2-3.
I think I could take us out of debt more than I could erase those other bodies. So I'm gonna take the debt.
Yeah, buddy. That nigga say, man, it's debt. We gonna work it off. We gonna break it down. Yeah, we can't erase that other stuff though. We can erase some debt. It's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
But we ain't not erasing that other part. Now, the other question would be, why is it that actually no? I can't even ask that on this because we're gonna keep it censored for now. If you can say there's one thing that has ruined our modern day relationships, what would you point the finger at?
I feel like I'm gonna be like a hypocrite kind of, but like social media for sure. Like yeah, it's messed our mind up, our attention span. Like everybody's addicted to it. People are addicted to it. Even if I'm addicted, I feel like
yeah, we love it.
Yeah, everybody likes it. Like the likes, the acknowledgement. Like people knowing you outside of social media too.
Right.
Social media is cool. Don't get me wrong. Like to meet people, network and stuff, but it's just I feel like it became hella sexualized. Like it's just like people are just way too out. Like, don't get me wrong, you know I love women and all bodies and everything, but it did become hella sexualized. It's crazy. I feel and it's true. I've heard comedians say like back in the day you only had to worry about, you know, your work wife and your wife at home, but now people are like looking at. You got 100 different females on your social media scrolling bad, and then you got work wife or girl, you know, and there's more people on social media like
buddy,
then, you know,
the exposure of all the extra booty,
all
day in your face.
It's it's not good for us. Like you've been talking about that retention stuff and trying to cleanse. Yep.
Yeah, no, real shit. No, definitely. With what do you think is the one thing that we could do, like because social media is gonna be here.
Yeah.
It is what it is. A lot of people's brains are already kind of down the drain as it is, sadly. But what's the one thing we can do to start, fixing and rebuilding relationships, in your opinion?
Maybe if you start on following like all the model females or whatever. Not to take away from them or not, but if you're really trying to like desensitize your mind and try to get right, maybe or maybe just like take a break from it, and come back and maybe start liking and following like I don't know, other things you fuck with, things you really want to learn or fuck with,
Yeah, no, that's a guarantee. That's 100%. So no, I was actually looking for a different kind of answer. So let's say without using social media, because social media is still gonna be here. We still gonna use it, and hopefully, like you just said, hopefully you're smart enough to start taking those steps. Stop looking at the buns. Stop liking the buns. Don't you know what I mean? Because when you go on your Explorer page, it's only showing you the stuff you like.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So stop liking that stuff. Start liking different stuff, so your Explorer page can show you different stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? No, that's definitely big. But now, outside of social media, is there anything outside of social media that you think we can start doing that could probably make relationships a little better?
Probably going out more, going out on dates, doing things outside of the social media, like put our phones down and go and do intimate things together, I guess,
Right. Go enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
Quality time.
Yeah, quality time. Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with the Gary Chapman's book, the 5 love languages. Have you ever heard someone say anything about 5 love languages?
Yeah, I've heard of that. I didn't know the author or nothing.
Yeah, so he's a doctor and who was like a marriage counselor for like 20, 30 years or some shit. And then he finally wrote a book on his understanding of the problems that we have within relationships. And it's called the 5 love languages. He also has one for like kids too, cause like for parents, if you're a parent, I'm a parent. He has one that's like the 5 love languages of children, so you can understand your child a little better, just in a different aspect. But quality time is deep. So I was the one of those 5 love languages is quality time, and I'm glad that you brought that up, because I think that's one big thing. That's one huge thing that would definitely help out. You know what I mean? A lot of us need to unplug, get the fuck out of the matrix for like a day or two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just enjoy the human presence around you, and be okay with that. It's not for everybody, but it's definitely something that you should want to look into for surely.
Yeah.
Shit. Other than that, do you have any questions for me by any chance?
How long you been or what's your big aspiration with the podcast?
That's dope. A question. Honestly, the podcast shit, bruh, if it goes big and it goes viral, that's cool.
Yeah, heck yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm always hopeful for that. I started the podcast though for my kids.
That's dope.
Yeah, so we grew up in this no technology era, and now these kids, they grow up in nothing but technology. Stream.
Yeah.
Like if we have like a video, or like if we have like anyone who has videos of us when we were kids, it's probably on a weird ass like brick ass VHS, like you know what I mean? Or like it's like it's hard to even like.
I don't even think I can even find a video of me as a kid.
It's just
crazy.
You see what I'm saying? Because that's in the 90s.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like we don't really have that type of stuff. Our kids do. Yeah. So all this telemetry will be saved. YouTube ain't going nowhere. I'm
Yep.
uploading this shit on YouTube. You know what I mean? YouTube
Yep.
gonna be here forever.
Yep,
You
exactly.
see what I'm saying? So when my kids get older, they'll have an ability to like hear what my thoughts were, have an idea to hear me,
Yeah.
have the opportunity to hear me. If you know, once I pass away,
Yeah.
they can still come and watch this shit and enjoy this shit.
Yep, exactly.
You see what I'm saying? At least hear their dad and see their dad's face and shit. So
Yeah.
that my biggest aspiration is to keep on dropping as much content as possible, so I can have much information as much as my brain, that all the information and knowledge I have out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, that's dope. That's hella
That's the
dope.
big thing. So like if the podcast go big, and, you know, that's dope. You know what I mean? That'd be cool. And then the whole like interviewing like big celebrities and all that shit, like that's not even like something that's like super on my mind. I know it is for a lot of people, so it can grow their podcast. But I more so want the world to hear me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I wanted the world to like hear famous people and do famous things, I would have done something totally different with the podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something totally different. That's why I got me as a regular man, your average everyday guy, with another regular man,
Yeah.
an average everyday guy, so it can inspire people. You know what I
Yep,
mean? So
exactly.
when they're watching the show, they can see that what I'm doing, they could do.
Yep, exactly.
You know, I don't want to sit next to someone who's like a 1%er or 2%er in the whole fucking planet. Like it's hard to be this nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's so hard to be one of these superstar ass niggas.
Yeah.
Like real shit.
It is, cause I
These
believe
niggas are worth $200 million. You know, 50. You know, I'm talking about the average superstar in the NBA. I'm not talking about the average like player, but the average superstar in the NBA has over $100 million.
Yeah,
Easy. And that's like chump change, like easy.
Yeah.
Some of these niggas signed for $300 million deals, $200 million deals. Steph signed for $400 million.
That's crazy.
Like these are, so I'm just saying, so like it wouldn't mean nothing to me to like call their people up and, you know, try to get in touch with their people and spend whatever the fee is to have them hang out for an hour. But that's ridiculous. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So my aspirations, bro, on the podcast, like for real, is to get a lot of this shit out here. So you feel me? I can connect, and then hopefully, you know, if it boom, it boom. You know what I mean? And I get to give all of the local people, not just even local, but all the upcoming people a platform.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
To share who they are, to sell themselves. You know, so when someone who does get to watch this, they'll say, "Oh, that nigga Cali living different. I didn't know he was like that. I didn't even know bro was even like that." You know what I mean? Now they have an insight to you know how you think. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
I like that. But other than that, I definitely got a couple more questions. I don't want to hold you. How long you got?
I'm good.
Okay, yeah, cool. So, shit, man. What do you think about collabing with like other clothing companies?
I feel like I don't know. I've never really done it. But I've had people hit me up all the time, like a lot of people. I feel like if it's someone I know, then yeah, you know, if it's someone I know and I really fuck with, yeah.
Right.
But like I've had random people like hit me up, and I'm just like, I feel like my brand and their brand wouldn't go, and it's just like kind of technical too. Like, okay, how are we gonna do this? Or are we both gonna order our own sets, like, and then just sell it like that, or am I gonna order everything and then once it sells, you just want a piece, or how like?
Right.
I feel like there's a lot of technical shit.
This ain't gonna be no easy wham bam.
Yeah, so it's just shit like that. And I've had a couple people hit me up, a few people, but I might do one with one of my photographer friends out here, and probably someone else hit me up that I was thinking about, but it have to be like maybe a model or something, like and they have a following or something. They want to drop like a t-shirt or something, you know.
Right.
I think that would be cool too.
Yeah, that sounds player. That sounds super player. What where do you see California living in the next 5 years from now?
In the next 5 years, I see everybody in Cali having a California living shirt, and they're gonna be like big, like everybody's. You see people just walking around with it, like and people would hit me up like, "Oh, I seen your shit out here and freaking in the middle of nowhere, Bakersfield or something."
Right,
Or,
Barstow.
Yeah,
I'm
or
out here in Davis, California.
Yeah, I seen it out here in LA. I seen it in Hollywood. I seen it here. Hey, I seen somebody rock like type shit, or even
That's
even
dope.
across the country to New York.
Yeah, oh yeah, everywhere. Yeah,
Everywhere, yeah.
everywhere. California living shirts everywhere in 5 years.
5 years for sure. A store. I for sure want a store in 5 years. 5 years.
Shoo. Well, I believe it. I definitely believe it, man. All you gotta do is just keep working, keep busting your ass, and then also remember the sacrifice. That's one thing I like to tell a lot of business owners is that when I was growing up, whenever we see someone who had like a nice car, a nice house, nice clothes or whatever, like fancy shit, they would always say, "Oh, I work hard. You work hard. If you work hard, you'll get it. You just work hard." That's not really true. Yeah. I mean, it is. That's why I said not really true. Yeah. So I know a lot of people who work very, very, very hard, extremely hard every day, and they barely have shit to show for it.
Yeah, exactly.
They got a little bit of something, but they barely have shit to show for it. They're making it just enough type shit. Check to check type shit. Mm-hmm. It's because they can't do this other part that you have to do to become super successful, and this other part is called sacrifice. Yep. You have to sacrifice.
Yep, exactly.
It's about sacrifice. So all I can tell you, brother, is sacrifice. Get ready to keep working hard, but also get ready to sacrifice. The right things and what it's going to need to take for you to see that vision happen in the next 5 years. And fuck around, we walk inside a goddamn California living store, nigga. Yeah. You feel me? Looking around and shit.
And we'll do another podcast in the store.
Yeah, real shit, like real shit. So that's just what it is, man. Other than that, I'm done with y'all, man. Y'all have a good night. I need y'all to check out my mans. I'm gonna post all the shit right here, all that right there. Make sure you check him out.
Yeah.